Hello, America, and everywhere else in the world. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Corey Has a Podcast. It is September already, and I saw a meme that said this summer went by faster than a Puerto Rican in a Honda, and I laughed so fucking hard in public because it's true. Summer went by real quick, real fucking fast. At least it felt that way. But you know the jokes and the memes start coming out about the weather the second something new happens, because people just always constantly want to be talking about something. People always want to be talking. People can't just enjoy silence. They got to fill the silence with noise. So there's always something to talk about. So the weather is always a major topic. You ever walk past two people and you hear them just talking about the weather? That's how you know they don't have shit to talk about. Remember when someone would be talking and spit would fly out of their mouth and land on you, and you used to be like, yo, I want the news, not the weather. Which is funny because the weather actually is part of the news, now that I think about it. But hey, we said a lot of dumb shit when we were kids. You know, like somebody would be like, your whole fucking... Jesus Christ, what time? It's not morning. You know, usually I do these in the morning, and right now it is 8:36 p.m., which is getting late for me. It's late for me, you know, and I can tell it's late because I got neighbors that just slam the fucking doors like they don't give a shit about what time of the day it is, and that's all right, I guess. I want to write a rule book of life. Because I know I like talked about this a little bit a couple episodes back about like my rules, and one of my rules is mind your business. But another one of my rules is just do unto others as you would have them do to you. Nobody wants to really have their personal space invaded. Nobody wants you to just touch their food while you're asking them if you could have some of it. Remember that shit when motherfuckers would have their hands in your fucking French fries? Like, yo, can I have a French fry? It's like, well, fucking, I guess since you put your dirty, grubby little fucking hands on it, yeah, you can have all of them. I feel like my shit gets tainted when people touch my shit. So, yeah, I would make it so that you can't just do that. You can't just show up to people's houses uninvited. Not that anyone does that to me because no one knows the location of my lair. But, yeah, I mean, people just do, you know, you can't just randomly FaceTime somebody. Can you believe the audacity of someone who would do that shit? You're texting. All of a sudden, boom, FaceTime. It's like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't just respond to this text or just give me a regular phone call? FaceTime is extreme. I only FaceTime with people who are paying me money to train them, or... I mean, honestly, that's about it. It's about where I draw the line. It's not a feature on my phone that I really care to use very much. First of all, it eats up your battery life. You know, remember when FaceTime first came out? It seemed like the future. I used to watch the Jetsons when I was a kid. And in the Jetsons, they would be talking to each other through a screen, and you could see the person, right? And then I remember, like, watching TV shows where it was kind of like these video chats, video call and shit. And I'm like, man, this is like kind of cool. Now it's just like you kind of just get annoyed at the technology. And it reminds me of the Jay-Z line in the song, if you did it, I done it before, you get it, I had it, got mad at it and don't want it no more. That's just the nature of being a human. It's so dope. It's so fucking cool, this new piece of technology. Nobody can get it. Then all of a sudden, everybody has it. It's like when nobody had a DVD player, like only some people had DVD players and DVDs, and you go to the house, you're like, damn, they got mad DVDs. And then eventually everybody had one, and then they try to do that shit with Blu-ray, and then everybody fucking eventually had a Blu-ray, and then nobody had a Blu-ray because Blu-ray was short-lived, and now like it's like having a bunch of goddamn junk in your house, just having all this shit. So yeah, it just happens to it all has a lifespan, so to speak. But yeah, I want the news, not the weather. So I saw that I lost a follower again. I keep gaining and losing followers. on the podcast, and I don't do this thing where I go on and wonder what I said or anything, but one of my I wouldn't say hobbies, but something I've been spending my time doing, like before I go to bed or when I wake up in the morning and I'm just kind of getting ready for the day and I'm eating my oatmeal and I'm eating my eggs and my egg whites and shit, and I'm sitting there having a cup of coffee. I'll look at the, news report. Like if you go on your Apple iPhone, if you have an Apple iPhone, the phone has a top stories, right? It tells you about top news stories. We're headed for a train wreck. Water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi. Yikes, that's a real bummer, right? Trump special master request is a red herring as legal battle with DOJ, Department of Justice. Look at that. Continues. The books that help me raise children in a broken world. Like, Jesus Christ. I just don't remember things being so broken. I feel like the shit that was bullshit when I was a kid. And, we had Dr. Seuss books and then we had the Berenstain Bears. And they told stories, and the Berenstain Bears was about a family of bears. And they, kind of went on adventures and somebody's first day of school and da-da-da-da-da. And the father Berenstain Bear, talked about the birds and the bees with his son, and then to prevent his son from getting some little girl in school pregnant or whatever, It's easier to digest when you're talking to your kids about the birds and the bees because using cartoon bears, because cartoon bears can't actually fuck anybody and get them pregnant. So it makes it easier to tell your 7-year-old son, hey man, I know you're about to start getting older and people are going to start talking about things in front of you. You're going to be like, well, what's that? And next thing you know, he's in high school and he's humping his girlfriend and they go, whoa, this feels way better without this. And then they toss the condom out of the window. And next thing you know, you're a grandfather or a grandmother way before you want to be. Whoa, it took a turn. Yeah, but cartoon bears can't fuck. But maybe they did at some point because there's a mama bear, papa bear, and there's a couple of kids, right? So somebody's fucking. Then you got Dr. Seuss books where they take all different types of stories from all different types. Like there's this one called Are You My Mother? And it's this bird and it's flying around and it's asking all these fucking animals and objects. Like it asks like a boat and a truck and shit. Like, are you my mother? The whole time this little bird is lost. It's flying around trying to find who his mother is. And it turns out that at the end of the book, the bird finds his mother. The bird finds his or her mother. I don't know what that bird identified as, but the bird finds their mother. So yeah, but the news is kind of just a bummer. I want the news, not the weather. The news is kind of a bummer, but also it's kind of entertaining because I look at shit. I saw this one article that talked about Idris Elba and how somebody made a comment that, because this is the thing, right? People who are enjoying complaining and being outraged about stuff are just looking for fucking anything. That's probably why I'm getting so many followers that are unsubscribing from me, because I am irreverent. No, but Idris Elba was talking about how someone said, oh, these black British actors are taken away from American black actors. And Idris Elba was like, it's fucking stupid and ignorant and annoying and whatever. Like, I'm still black. I just happen to be British. Like, it's like these motherfuckers just aren't happy. But the thing that confuses me is why we're trying to appease these people. Would you stay in a relationship with someone who is just constantly fucking looking for a problem all the time? Right? Would you? Some people like that shit, I guess. But these motherfuckers are so, like, I wake up sometimes, I'm like, all right, what are we upset about now? I saw a buddy of mine sent me a meme, actually. That's what we have these days. Memes. Sent me a meme. And it said, Cardi B said some hella homophobic and transphobic shit. Nicki Minaj defends a rapist. XXX Temptation, I don't know who this is, was a literal abuser of women. Chris Brown, rapist and woman. Is he a rapist? Holy shit. 6ix9ine, I don't know what goes on with these people. 6ix9ine, pedophile. Yikes. Major accusations. R. Kelly, child pornography abuser, had sex with minors. Yeah, he's in jail though, right? Y'all cancel Taylor Swift. And I don't know all the information about all these things. Number one, I don't really listen to Cardi B's music because it just doesn't talk to me. It's not for me. I've always been really good at just going, maybe this wasn't for me. I don't hate it. I don't love it. So I'm just going to leave it alone. It's not affecting my life, so I'm not going to talk shit about it or let it ruin my day. I know it exists. You know what I mean? Like, I know tarantulas exist. I don't fucking walk around thinking about them all day and let them ruin my day, but that's the type of person that these people are. They see one thing and then they just like to go on social media. And I recently, and I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, I talk a lot. I don't know if you caught that. But I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, but I was just like, I think Instagram, I'm going to say something that if I didn't say this before, you're going to be surprised. I think Instagram is awesome. I think social media is very cool. But I think people misuse it. And like with anything, right? Like people misuse NyQuil. One day you felt sick. You needed some sleep because you had an important day tomorrow. You had a cold. You're coughing your fucking head off. You take a little bit of NyQuil and it knocks you out, right? You take some NyQuil and you try to jerk off and you see what happens first. You finish or do you fall asleep, right? We've all played the NyQuil game. So, but you can abuse that, right? You can abuse Instagram. You could abuse your fucking girlfriend if you're Chris Brown. According to that meme, wasn't me. But yeah, so we abuse social media. And then, everything you do is in the spotlight like a celebrity. But the difference between us and a celebrity is that we can choose what we put in the spotlight. Unless somebody puts you in a tagged photo, which causes a major problem between you and your significant other, and it completely destroys your life, which they did that to Justin Timberlake, didn't it? They said, look, he's holding that girl's hand. Was he? I don't know. I wasn't there. Justin seems like a stand-up guy to me. Doesn't seem like he would do such a thing. But I don't know him personally because I mind my business, ladies and gentlemen, which I don't think you could say anymore, unfortunately. Humans. And that's it. But what about the animals? Because I tell you what, if the animals developed the ability to talk and they started doing it the way we do it, some of them would probably just start looking for things to bitch about too. Hey, this is discriminatory against gorillas that wear leather jackets. And then now the whole Sing movie franchise gets canceled because you upset all the fucking gorillas. Right? I don't know. I just watch and observe. And all we just do, you ever get into an argument with a person and they just want to keep telling you why you're wrong? And the second you start talking, no matter how calm you are, they just can't shut the fuck up and listen to you. That's what this society we live in now. So the best thing to do is to just shut the fuck up. Right? And then eventually we'll just all be quiet. And then people will start going, hey, how come nobody's saying anything anymore? And it's like, because this seems like this is what you wanted. So I go home and I talk. I talk on this podcast that a few people stop listening to every week, which is cool because the less people listen, the more I have, license to say whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like today, I just found out where the ovaries are located. I just found out. Just today. It took me damn near 33 years. And here we are, right? So I called my mom and I said, Mom, where are your ovaries? And she told me. And it was not where I expected. Not at all. But here I am. Yeah. I woke up today and the weather felt like automatically, like it reminded me I walked outside and it felt like first day of school. No matter what the weather was like on the first day of school, I always laid my fucking outfit out on the first day. There was one year in particular that I had this powder blue, but it wasn't really powder blue because I don't really like that color. I'm going to say it. I don't feel like a fucking grown man should be wearing powder blue, although I was like a preteen. I was probably like 12. I had this Gerbode hoodie pullover. Shit was dope. It was like I'm trying to think of the color. It was like a light blue. And it had the writing on the front. It was fly as fuck. And I had like some Rockaware jeans or some Sean John, some shit like that. And I think I had on a pair of white Uptowns or some shit. And I remember feeling fly as fuck going to school. I even used to rock the belt buckle. Because Jay-Z used to rock the belt buckle. So I was like, I got to get the ROC belt buckle. It was around the time that the Dynasty album came out, which has the fucking best. I'm going to say it right here. You have not heard it here first. You've heard people say this, and it's true. It's got the best intro of any Jay-Z album ever, and it's probably got one of the best intros of any hip-hop album of all time. Hands down. The theme song to The Sopranos plays in a key in life on my mental piano. You gotta, if you haven't heard it in a while, go listen to the Jay-Z, the Dynasty Album intro song. That shit always fucking touches my soul every time I hear that shit. Every single time. No matter when, no matter where. I feel like he made that shit for us. And when I'm saying us, you know who we are. Yeah, so I was, I was really on that shit. So before first day of school, I would always be prepared, have my outfit laid the fuck out, and I would be hyped. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I could not sleep because I knew I was going to show up looking fly. I had a fresh cut. There's no way I was going back to school without a fresh haircut and a fresh fucking outfit on. Because when I was like a little ass kid, my mom used to take me to get a haircut all the time. She used to be like, yo, your shit is about to be dipped. That's what she used to say. So I always stayed fresh. I always cared about being fly. And the first day of school was like the fucking Met Gala for like motherfuckers like me where I was from. Like if you came on some raggedy shit, like I don't know. Everybody was like wearing their best outfit on the first day of school. That's how we did it. If you want to write in, Corey has a podcast at gmail.com and tell me what your favorite first day of school outfit was. Fucking let me know, because my shit was the hoodie with the fucking jeans and that shit was dope as hell. But yeah, so when I stepped out this morning to go get a haircut, funny enough, go up to the Bronx to get that fresh cut, the weather felt kind of crisp and cool and breezy. And I was like, the time is now, baby. It is upon us. I love the fall. Fly jackets coming out. Lightweight jackets. You can still rock shorts on some days, but you throw the hoodie on. Beanies are coming back. I'm known for the beanies. The beanies are coming back. I saw a beanie. Beanie jumped out of my drawer today. I was like, oh, shit. Couldn't wait. The beanies are as anxious as me, But yeah, fall's coming. Fall's coming, everybody. So I'm going to leave you with this. I feel like September is kind of like a reset. Like, people always talk about like the new year and blah, 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 blah. Like, I feel like after the summer's over, people start getting back to a certain grind. They start working hard. They start trying to get they start getting ready for the holidays, right? They start getting ready for the cold weather. And they just work and they put their head down, they fucking grind. And I say grind it out. And hopefully you're lucky enough to do something you love for a living. Because I don't feel like I work most days. Because I love what I do. And I wish that upon all of you, you know. And so get ready for the grind, baby. Embrace the grind. And, you know, be smart. Be smart. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people you love. And just enjoy the nice, cool weather. Get those fresh first day of fall outfits out. Bust out those fly jackets. And get ready to hit the streets. All right? See you guys later. I'll talk to you motherfuckers next week. Peace.